energy coming through here is of somebody that is still not over you. This is somebody you've been in separation with for a while, and it has taken the passing of time for this person to really recognize the true impact that you had upon them, the potential that existed between the two of you that is now just kind of like trapped in time. Or this might even be somebody that still has a chance to redeem themselves in this situation, that they are looking at either possibility with a lot of scrutiny at this time. This is somebody with this legacy of light that has come to appreciate what you were trying to offer to them in the past, that they may not have been able to fully comprehend or to accept, to receive, or to, reciprocate to you, because they needed to go through some kind of journey of loss and evolution inside of themselves beyond just this circumstance. This feels like somebody that needed to kind of set out on a quest to find themselves, to mature, to maybe see the true reality of what it is that, or was, that they were prioritizing in the past, that they chose over you and a connection, or where their kind of priorities were sort of centered, that were at odds with what was being kind of offered in the circumstance between the two of you. This is somebody that has gone through like a profound personal transformation since the time that you've been apart. This is somebody that would almost be unrecognizable to you. There may even be things where they have spiritually and energetically and emotionally evolved to the point, like if you walked by this person on a crowded street, you might walk right past them and like literally not recognize them because of some kind of transformation that happened within, that has had profound changes in how they are moving through the world. It is something which has had a palpable effect upon their aura, upon their energy, upon their life. And it feels like these are changes for the better. This is somebody that has finally like stepped into a higher version of themselves. They have let things go that were only hindering them in a lower or maybe toxic vibration. This is somebody that has changed their life in a very profound and dramatic way in the time since you've been apart. And with this is almost kind of this inkling of hope. Is there still a chance between the two of us? Is there something about kind of the journey that I've been on as a person that might be a first step forward, like a peace offering to you, to let you know, if you were to give me a chance to earn your trust back, to build respect in your eyes, to show up differently than I did before, that it wouldn't just be a fool's errand, but that it would be coming from a version of myself that is obviously, like the same person, but in many ways is a completely different manifestation of them than who you had experienced in the past, that was so wounded or so jaded or so kind of unevolved that they didn't have the capacity to fully stand in the presence of who you were, what you were offering. Maybe the two of you needed to go off in journeys in separate directions in order to find yourselves, in order to, become something more, step into the fullness of yourselves, go through losses and victories in order to reshape you into the people that you are today. And so this is somebody that is like, maybe it was not the right time for us before, or if it was the right time, maybe I messed things up, but maybe it's not too late to turn things around. Yeah, we also have acceptance. So this person, even though that feels like they have gone through a very powerful transformation, a very wonderful transformation, this person may have cut out a lot of like bad habits that were just bringing out like the worst in them. This is somebody that couldn't hold on to joy, couldn't hold on to abundance, couldn't hold on to peace and serenity and wellness for themselves, and therefore couldn't create those experiences with other people or in the lives of others. This is somebody that might have just been kind of like a ball of chaos, and they were creating that in all areas of their life, in the lives of other people around them. And that was kind of just the pattern, that was the trend. This may have been something where this person, had to kind of pay a very heavy karmic price for the vibe that they were putting out into the world, for like a trail of heartbreak or wreckage that they were creating, perhaps through their own selfishness, or also just through like a version of them that had a lot of wounding, had a lot of inner childhood issues, had a lot of karmic debts from previous lifetimes that they needed to kind of live through and pay off in some sort of way. Going through like a dark night of the soul, spiritual awakening, deep personal transformation, transformation of their life on all levels, in order to kind of claw their way from like a manifestation or maybe several manifestations of like rock bottom into a version of themselves that they're finally proud of. This is somebody who can finally look at themselves in the mirror and actually feel satisfied with the reflection that they see. This isn't somebody that if they are able to come forth to you and kind of move beyond this energy of like, I wonder if you'd hear me out. I wonder if we'd be able to move past what happened before. I wonder if you would be able to allow me to prove to you through who I have become as a person and the ways in which I would like to approach you and like to perhaps build things. Is it possible that this could just be water under the bridge? We can move beyond these troubled waters, any hurt that still exists within you and exists within me, to have some kind of like a fresh start, a new beginning, a chance to sort of meet each other again for the first time and maybe get things right this time around? Or is it something to where even though I've changed a whole lot and you've changed a whole lot, that what has happened between the two of us has created such an indelible mark that this is just the end of the story in this lifetime, and maybe in another lifetime we'll have that opportunity. We also have gifts received. So again, this is somebody that recognizes who you are now that you're not just like gone, not like grass is not greener on the other side, and they're like, oh no, what did I do? Let me try to double back and sort of change my mind or course correct. It's like, this feels like something it's a substantial amount of time since you were dealing with this person, since you heard from them, you've gone your separate ways, you might have even had relationships come and go with other people. Like a lot has happened in the midst of the time period since you were last in interactions with them, and where they are in this moment in time where they truly now have had their life refined in such a way, or their values or their vision refined in such a way that it's like, I get it now. I see who you are. I understand what we could have had with one another. And this is somebody that's cried over spilt milk. This is somebody that's definitely cried over this. They've shed tears over this. It feels like this is something that they had some kind of epiphany or aha moment about you, what was lost between the two of you, what was fumbled, kind of like the person that you are, things that you were reaching towards, you were aligned with, a vibe that you were bringing to the table in the past that they didn't have the capacity to do right by, or to hold on to, or to participate with you in conjunction with, because they were valuing other things. They were feeding into woundedness. They may have been, kind of lost in addiction, lost in these unhealthy habits, lost in denial inside of themselves. And so they couldn't see you clearly. They were blind and could not see you. This is somebody who is wide awake now. And they perceive that out of all the people who have like come and gone from their life, you were someone who had a very pure heart. You might have met at a point in your lives when you were both in a really low place. There wasn't a lot of hope. There wasn't a lot of light in that environment or in either of your lives. And yet you still burn very brightly within this person's mind and within this person's memory. And so this is somebody that is almost kind of like trying to work up the courage to potentially reach out to you, but almost sort of like, I want to do better this time than I was even capable of doing before. What can I do? What can I say? How can I show up? What can I kind of put forth in order to prove that this isn't just going to be the same old story with me? That if you give me a chance, if you give me an opportunity, that I'm bringing a different skill set to the table, a different mindset to the table, a different way of life to the table, a different energy to the table, through things that have been lost or cleared away, or that I've stepped away from, that were hindrances to myself as a person in the past and to what was possible between the two of us in the past. so that we might be able to salvage something here. Maybe it's not too late for this love story to unfold. This person, it feels like, has even thought about, maybe we were supposed to just get a glimpse of one another back then, because whatever is potentially meant to unfold between the two of us, kind of this gift of connection, we may still have time to unwrap, to experience, to savor. Maybe it was meant for this point in time, these more mature versions of ourselves, where we have self-created out of the wreckage and the ashes of yesterday. We have reclaimed our personal power, or have taken steps in a more empowered direction. We've been humbled. We've had to rebuild ourselves from the ground up. And so maybe this is the time where that light, that essence, that possibility between the two of us that I couldn't fully see before, I couldn't fully appreciate, I couldn't fully hold on to in a loving way, in a kind way, in a productive way, in a healthy way. Maybe that's because this was always some kind of star on the horizon I was meant to chase, to keep sight of deep inside as I was going through the midst of my own kind of darkness, my own transformation, becoming the light within the darkness, and then having that spread out in other areas of my life. Maybe it was so that we could touch back into one another's lives at this point in time and get things right. Yeah, we have the communal dance. So this person has definitely looked you up. They know how to reach you now. This is something where they may have even asked around about you. They could be watching your social media. This is somebody that doesn't want to interfere with your life. They don't want to bring drama to you. They don't want to bring bad vibes. They don't want to upset you. They don't want to open old wounds. There's a part of them that's kind of on the fence about reaching out. Like, I don't want to make matters worse. I don't want to dredge up old memories. I don't want to interrupt the flow of what you have going on in your life at this point in time. I don't want you to feel any more hurt from me in this situation than you've already experienced up to this point in time. But at the same point, they are drawn to you like a moth to a flame. There's a part of them that is like, I need to know, can we fix this? Is there still a chance for the two of us? Would you take me in at face value and allow me the opportunity, not just because I'm saying all the right things, I'm doing the right song and dance, pushing all the right buttons to get in where I know that I can kind of like hit that sweet spot with you, and your walls will come down and you'll grant me access as you may have in the past, but something where this person is kind of like, I don't want to rush forth. I'd rather have like a slow dance with you. I want to ask you properly all the things that I just assumed would always be the case, or that I took in the past, took for granted from you. I want to be able to kind of restore that in some sort of way, like to make amends, but it feels like more than just providing closure. This is somebody that is like, is there an opportunity? Is there the ability for a fresh start? Are you the destined connection that was always coaxing a better version of me up out of who I was when I was in such a wounded state, and you were in such a wounded state, and yet you looked at me and saw love in ways I couldn't see for myself, and in ways no one had ever seen within me before. We also have across the waters. Yeah, so this is somebody, it feels like, that's wanting to deliver like a heartfelt confession to you. They're wanting to say everything that they kept inside before. They know that if you would give them the opportunity, it would take time in order to move beyond those troubled waters between the two of you, and to create like a different grounded understanding, different rules between the two of you, a different threshold of tolerance, some different aspect of give and take. This is somebody that knows that they need to come very clear and very direct to you, maybe because of whatever happened in the past, or because it's been so much time that has passed between when you were last in contact that it's almost like, I don't even know who you are anymore, and you don't know who I am anymore. But I have changed for the better, and what I'm able to see, what I've been able to learn, what I've heard, what I've asked about, what I found out through little bits of detective work that I've done, through my clever ways, through seeking you out and being right on that brink of making contact forward. I see that you have changed for the better. You are more glorious than you were before. Maybe you've overcome some profound darkness that was looming over you in the past. This definitely could be the type of situation where rejection was like divine protection for the both of you. You touched upon what was possible with one another, and the divine, the universe, spirit, God, your angels, your ancestors, your spirit team put you both in separate corners. You had to walk a journey on your own, away from one another, a journey of profound transformation. And part of the potential incentive or reward on the other side of completing that, some kind of hero's journey, is the sense of having a real chance at love with one another. Because it couldn't have worked before. It wouldn't have worked before. It wasn't supposed to work in that environment before, or with the mindsets that the two of you had, or with all the wounding that you had. This is somebody that is like, I will always love you. And I understand that I have always loved you. No matter if you accept me or you reject me, no matter if I am brave enough to reach out to you or I keep this truth within and simply just love you quietly from afar, like, I will always love you. You are the truest and purest manifestation of love that I have ever encountered in my life, and it's taken me all this time to come to that place within where I could name that for what it is, where I could see that for what it is, where I could stand in the presence of even the possibility of having just a few more minutes with you, another chance, a fresh start, and to be deeply satisfied that I was even granted access to that threshold. So this is somebody that feels like that there's a lot that they want to say. There's a lot that they want to express, but they want to be very careful about how they approach. Not because they're fearful, not because there's obstacles on their end and it's like, let's just be sneaky about this and, play mind games and have like a secret connection or anything that had been part of the push-pull before or the interferences before. But this is something where this person is like, the level of love that I have for you, it is only deepened with time. It's only accentuated with time. I've only been able to truly understand it for what it is with time. If that in any sort of way, presenting that outright, would cause you even an instant of distress, then I will sacrifice the possibility of just a few more minutes in your presence or speaking my truth out. I will keep that truth to myself so that you are able to live your life in alignment with the pursuit of a higher love than the experience I left you with, what I presented you with before, what I withheld from you, what I deprived us both of the opportunity to experience. So for some of you, this is that heartfelt apology you never thought would come. This is that deep emotional confession you might have waited for, and then you detached from the process of waiting because you couldn't wait around any longer. You chose yourself and you moved forward. And this person chooses you and is wanting to express that out. For others, this is somebody that they're just going to hold that inside. And you may feel that from afar. That may be something that you come to a place of peace about this circumstance, or it may be something that is kept in such a precious space within them that you just continue living your life feeling however it is that you feel about this person, whatever did or did not happen in the past. But beyond that lens of perspective from your part, there is this core truth within this person that you are love in a way that they have not experienced since with another person, and that they know that they will not have the experience of again with anyone else. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.